I'm building a log cabin, or actually we're building a log cabin, but I do most of the work. After excavating the soil by hand and a bunch of days with a rock drill, as I didn't know there was a big rock in the middle, I gathered a few stones from the land and built a foundation. Plus pillars for the terrace. Now I'm working on the next phase, the main construction. I found a bunch of dead trees here. If I do a wild guess, they must have been cut down about a year ago. What do you think? I want to make cordwood walls, so where you use wood and cement instead of stone and cement. Pieces of wood like this, but then 12 inch or 30 centimeter for me. But if you look here, like this is unusable. Normally you would do it different. Normally you would just cut the wood and then let it dry. But I'm trying to find dead pieces that I can still use, so I don't have to cut fresh wood. So here, like this has been here for the bark is going off pretty easy, and I don't know too much about it, but a flying beetle is a problem here. Let me show you. So this log has been lying on the ground, has not been lying off the ground to dry. And if you look closely, here it's easier to see. You see all these little holes, and that's a flying beetle. So this seems unusable. It's full of those holes everywhere. But those logs over there, they've actually been off the ground and they don't have those holes. So at first sight they seem still pretty useful to me, and the bark goes off pretty easy. There's a reason why they say you have to take the bark off in the first 48 hours. I'll show you. I also found these cut logs here, and they are much fresher, but definitely much older than 48 hours. If you see the bark here, like this is if I have to take this off, this axe is pretty sharp. This is gonna be a pain. The only fear I have with using logs that have been lying around for such a long time is that, you know, they might have larvae in it from a flying beetle. I don't know, but apparently you can put them in a borax solution, which is some kind of salt that will kill that. So I also found these ones here, and again, sorry, these ones actually, I mean, obviously there are bugs under the bark, but they don't have holes in it yet, and they seem pretty dry to me at least. So they seem pretty useful, and then I don't have to cut new trees. Yep, this one seems pretty good to me too. Unlike this one over here, where this must be much fresher. It's still wet here, and it's really hard to take the bark off. This one here too, huh? It's like it's been waiting here for me to dry. Yeah, looks pretty good to me. This is about half a mile or a kilometer from where I'm building the cabin, so I'm gonna make these pieces ready, and then yeah, get them to my place and cut them into 12 inch or 30 centimeter. I'm gonna make a cut and then send a picture to a friend of mine who knows far more about this than I do, and then he'll say me if it's still usable or not. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications of future videos.
Jesse was born on a winter's night in the middle of a storm. The road was blocked, so Jesse was born in this old house. Raised on love in those sunny years when there was magic in the world. Laughter traveled well across those hardwood floors. God knows we didn't have much,
I may live another day. Looks pretty good to me. What do you think? Is this gonna be my wall? My chain is like super dry. That's not supposed to be. There's also barely any oil in it. Let's change that. I think it uses almost the same amount of oil as petrol. Guess that's normal.
She grew up fast in a breath or two. She was on her way out the door. Wow.
In case you guys are wondering what kind of chainsaw this is a Husqvarna, like the cheapest one you can buy, because you know I don't know much about it, so I thought I want a good brand. Seemed like a good choice, and I wasn't planning to do very heavy work. I still have to learn how to like adjust it, because I don't think it runs really well at the moment, but oh well, we learn along the way, right? Let's go.
Clothes were drying on the line outside the porch. With that worn out truck and a lot of hope, she left one Thursday morning. Like the storm she came with, never let her go. God knows we didn't have much, but we gave all that we had to give. Just keep going, find your way. If you need us, we'll be there. Keep on searching for your pot of gold. If you need us, we'll be there. You gotta treasure the moments you get. Can't flip the hourglass to start over again.
Look at that. Might not look on the outside like something, but on the inside looks pretty neat, right? Isn't that pretty amazing? You can actually build a house out of fully, you know, materials that nobody will ever use anymore. Alright, it's getting dark now, and as you can see, I'm not too experienced with the chainsaw, so I rather don't want to do it when it gets darker, so see you tomorrow. To pay for the wood of the roof, I do things like this. I paint walls. This is what I did today. This is the second layer. Need to do 3 layers. This is still from yesterday. Gonna do that now. If you enjoy my videos, consider supporting on Patreon, then I can make more videos and paint less walls. So I met a guy, Jake, and he lives in the same area, and he's a professional arborist, and he said, I always have a lot of pieces of wood and I don't have a fireplace. If you can use them. And I was like, yeah, that would be great. So, picking him up now. Alright, second load.
Jesse came home on a Friday night in the middle of a game. He left her for the bottle once again. Don't cry, honey, it'll all work out. It's a big old world out there. You'll be on your feet, but you're always welcome here.
Alright. Alright, back to do some more work. So I've talked to a bunch of people who know far more from cordwood building than me, and a log over there, which I showed you last time, that had like a bunch of like tiny holes in it. They tell me I just have to cut it through, and if the majority looks good, I can actually still use it. So yeah, let's continue. here with a chainsaw, as far as I know, is that when you get comfortable, you're like, yeah, la la la, and then it goes wrong. So that is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. Oh, it's hot. Well, it's short winter here in Valencia. Seems like summer starting again. That's good.
I always come around, don't I?
I'll take the bark off here because then I don't have to take all that mess to my place.
And I know sometimes I'm bringing you down, but I always make you smile, don't I?
Alright, let's see how the tree that was lying on the floor looks from the middle. This side looks pretty good. So this part was lying on the floor. I'll show you, this part is not good anymore. Look. Can just whip it out. That's rotten. What a shame. But the rest of it, actually, it's a bit dark here. This looks pretty good. It's nice and hard. So at least I can use the rest of it.
We're like the waves on a big blue stormy sea. But still you're the one who brings out the best in me.
Alright, these are the ones I have until now. It's maybe a bit too much to show you every single dead tree I'm gonna find in this area. So I'll see you when I'm loading them up.
Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you.
This is Jake. This is his trailer I borrowed last time, and he's helping me, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like, there ain't nobody like. You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down.
We're gonna need a whole lot more, but this is a good beginning. Let me show you what the idea is. So I'm putting them right now here, and here are the fresh logs. And when I have the wood that I'm going to buy this week, I have to wait till it arrives. I'm gonna make the main construction, and then I'm going to actually cut those pieces on a 30 centimeter or 12-inch length, and then I'm going to stack them on there, so then I know exactly how much I am going to need. So yeah, that's the plan. See you next time. A big thanks to my patrons who make it possible for me to keep making these videos. If you'd like to become a patron too, check out the link.